Hi there, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be finding the best budget watercolor paper for beginners. I'll be testing 7 watercolor papers, all 140 pounds and with a cold pressed finish, ranging from inexpensive cellulose papers all the way up to the expensive 100% cotton papers. I worked out the cost for a quarter sheet of each paper, and as you can see, there is a big variance in prices. Make sure you stick around till the end because I was shocked. I think you will be too. Anyway, let's get on with the video. To test the watercolor papers, I will paint the same pair on every piece of paper. I will use a variety of techniques to see how each paper reacts. On the completed paintings, I will check the lifting ability and the durability of the paper. I'll see you in the review. Okay, so let me just show you how the results turned out. The number one paper that had the most durability, everything, I wasn't shocked at this. It was actually the Arches paper, and it is the only one that didn't start to pill a little when I took the stiff toothbrush to it, which is pretty amazing because I would never scrub that hard on a piece of paper, but I just wanted to see how durable they were. And I scrubbed each paper the exact amount of times, the same everything for all of the lifting. Because my go-to cotton paper normally is the Saunders Waterford, and it did very well. It came in third, but the Fabriano Artistico performed better. So if you look, they're pretty similar actually, but when I did the scrub test, this pilled a little bit more than the other one, and I just like the brightness of this one too. And this is our Fabriano Artistico. Not only did it perform very well, it also is the cheapest cotton one that I tested, so I'm going to set that aside right there. This one is the Strathmore Ready Cut. It's expensive and hard to find for the way it performed. It came in last for the cotton ones I tested. Okay, so on to the cellulose. Now, I'm going to actually talk about the one that came in last first, and it was the Fabriano 1264. It actually pilled at every stage. It didn't absorb the water well, the paint floated on top. All right, so that brings us down to the Canson Mont Val and the Canson XL. I am just shocked because the XL is the one that performed better. I mean, yes, it went all yucky here, but please don't ever scrub that harder with a stiff toothbrush. I was just testing, how much the paper could take. This one didn't absorb the water as well as this one did. This was easier to paint on. So our winner out of the inexpensive watercolor paper is actually the cheapest one I picked. And those are the ones I tested. But I want to be able to say to my students, hey, if you cannot afford the good paper, I get it. Here is a cheaper paper that at least you can get half decent results on. Your most important supply is watercolor paper. Because if you picked something like this and tried to do exercises and paintings, I couldn't even paint on this nicely. It's definitely not where a beginner should start. If you can afford cotton paper, buy it. It'll just make your journey so much easier. This video really is about trying to find something that somebody on a very tight budget could still learn and get good results and not get stuck and not be able to do a certain painting or exercise because the paper just won't do it. So these are the two, and I'm going to actually do a face-off. I am going to do some other tests. I'll put the link below for that video when it's finished. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video.